Warning, this podcast contains heavy spoilers for not just one movie, but entire franchises. We highly recommend going and watching these movies before listening to us as a companion piece that stitches all the timelines into one creepy, crime-ridden story. There will be no more spoiler warnings. We do not break character. After this, there is no turning back. You've been warned. Hit the music.
You are talking about the nonsensical ravings of a lunatic mind.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's
alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Hello, freaks and fiends, and welcome to It's Alive podcast. This is a true crime, paranormal, interstellar podcast covering unbelievable stories that sound like they're ripped straight from the pages of a Hollywood script, and this one is pretty unbelievable. I'm your host, the outlaw Dr. H.R. Smokenstein, THC, and with me, as always, is my very own Scream Queen, the perfect combination of beauty and brains, the bride of Smokenstein, the India Heart expert, the guts and gore, the gorgeous, the sexy, Amy Rose.
Hi.
And this one interests me because we talked about, I suppose, chemical, what do they call it? Biological warfare?
Biological warfare.
A while back.
Or is that chemical war? That'd be chemical warfare, I'd say.
Well, when we discussed that scientist, Herbert West, that came up with that trioxin mix that was literally like almost zombifying people. But like, it was like a parasitic kind of agent that attacked the nervous system and put the person into an almost zombie-like state and made them feral. And it seems like a similar situation here. And it could be that, but it also could be a bunch of redneck racists doing redneck racist shit.
Could be.
We're going to have to figure that shit out. So do you want to get us kicked off and let's see where the story leads us?
Okay.
Redneck or zombie? Or redneck zombie?
So, on the night of June 2nd, 2011, the border town of Sangre de Cristo in Arizona stopped existing the way it had that morning. By sunrise, 57 residents were dead or missing. Bodies were found dismembered, partially consumed. They were scattered across homes, streets, and open desert.
Yeah, so that's not a domestic dispute.
No.
That is not a burglary gone wrong.
No.
This is a wipeout.
Exactly.
Wipeout.
There were no signs of forced entry across most of the town, no evidence of coordinated human attacks. What investigators did find were bite marks, human-shaped, that were too large and too numerous.
Which is where the story immediately stops making any sense.
Sure does. So Francisco Salazar was discovered walking along the highway just outside town. He was barefoot and covered in blood, suffering from the same bite wounds found on the victims, and he was the only survivor.
And that alone sealed his fate.
Yeah.
That and, well, what I'm going to say in a few minutes, the colour of his skin. Too much time on a tanning bed gets you in awful trouble in America.
Salazar, so I'm guessing he's Mexican, Latino.
We'll find out.
Salazar was an undocumented immigrant.
See, that's why we don't know.
He was.
Call ice, quickly!
Don't.
It's all right. They'll definitely melt in Arizona. That place is hot as fuck.
So he was a quiet man, and he was a photographer who largely he kept to himself.
To law enforcement and local media, he fit the narrative too perfectly to question. Like I said, brown, foreign, alive, and well, that's pretty much all they fucking need to, stop asking any questions and just say, this is the answer. This is we got it.
Yeah.
We got him, guys.
Authorities quickly announced they had their suspect, a lone attacker and a monster in human form. No accomplices were sought. No alternative theories were explored.
Because complex answers take time.
Yeah.
And simple ones make great headlines.
They sure do. And within days, the massacre of Sangre de Cristo was being presented as solved. One man, one night, 57 victims.
Which would already be impressive if it were not physically impossible.
Exactly.
But saying that, whenever you look at like South American serial killers, their numbers are ridiculously high.
High, crazy high.
People go on about like, I mean, how often have we watched a serial killer documentary? And how many of them could possibly be the most prolific serial killer in all of America?
Most of them are one of the most prolific serial killers that America has ever seen.
And then there's guys over in fucking like South America
That have like a
being
200
"Hold my
body
beer."
count. Like bloody hell.
No, again, from what I have been led to believe, that's because the population of homelessness in these places,
It's crazy
especially
high.
child homelessness,
Yeah.
is really high. So they
Too
have
high.
a really easy victim pool to pick from, and it doesn't take them long to rack up their numbers. But I mean, there are serial killers in South America with numbers as high as 300 to 400 victims.
Do better as a country for your children.
That's
Basically.
a fucking most of a continent, Amy.
In your you do, well, you know what I mean. So
Yeah, the North ain't doing much better.
no, the North isn't doing much better, but they don't have the number of say
No.
children being killed.
No, they
No.
just got the modern version of the Gestapo.
Yeah, that's true. So Salazar was arrested and charged, and the town demanded closure. What they got instead was silence.
And silence makes people uncomfortable.
Sure does.
That's why I never shut the fuck up.
Salazar was arrested before the sun had fully risen over Sangre de Cristo. The crime scene was still warm, the bodies were not yet identified, and homes were not yet searched. But law enforcement already had their man.
Of course they did, because nothing makes cops feel safer than a conclusion they don't have to think about.
Yep. Salazar was charged with 57 counts of murder. Individually, personally, there was no accomplices named and no wider threat acknowledged.
Yeah. One man, one night, an entire town. If you believe that, I've got a bridge to sell you that's patrolled by Border Control. But I mean, I believe this if there was any guns involved. Because Americans know how to wipe out mass amounts of people when they have their fucking AR-15s thrown over.
They don't know how to do it with their teeth.
Yeah, it makes things a little bit harder.
Yeah.
You know?
Unless they got teeth-shaped
People
bullets.
generally fight back.
Do you know what they were firing? They were firing those snappy teeth out of the end of their guns, and that's what was the bite marks.
Oh, where was Alden Pick when all this was going
Yeah,
on?
exactly. I couldn't think of his name, but that's what was in my head. So from the beginning, Salazar's identity dominated coverage. Undocumented, foreign, quiet. His injuries were framed as suspicious rather than consistent with the victims.
Because when the wrong people get hurt, it's called evidence. When the right people get hurt, it's called collateral confusion.
Mm-hmm. The town rallied behind law enforcement. Their visuals were held, speeches were made, and anger focused inward, not outward.
And that's how small towns survive big horrors. You don't look for monsters in the dark. You drag one into the light and say problem fucking solved. He looks dark enough, that'll do. If you can't tell, this one pisses me off a little bit.
I can tell, don't worry. Now, during the trial, the prosecution argued that Salazar acted alone, that he moved house to house systematically, that he overpowered dozens of people without detection. They presented no timeline that made physical sense.
Because math is optional in America, apparently. When fear is doing the talking, fuck it. Who gives a shit? You know? One man fucking wrecking crew. If this guy was really as bad as they think he was, the cartels would have him swooped right the fuck up.
They would. So witness testimony centered on Salazar's presence in town, his habits, his isolation. Rumors circulated freely.
And it's funny how rumors only ever travel one direction in cases like this, yeah?
Mm.
They never drift towards, I don't know, maybe the sheriff's department?
Nope. Defense requests to explore alternative explanations were denied, and evidence was dismissed as irrelevant. The photographs Salazar claimed to have taken were labelled hoaxes without full analysis.
Because if those photos are real, then somebody else failed. And institutions hate monsters, but they hate accountability even more. And here's the fucked up thing. I watched a documentary about this fucking massacre 3 times. There is a photo expert on it, a photographer who's been a photographer all his life. He's an expert with photography. And he said there is no way of faking these photos.
Really?
These are 100% real pictures.
Okay.
In fact, he went so far as to say, if I tried, I could not take as good a pictures as this guy managed to get in one roll of fucking
Fair play,
camera.
Salazar.
It's like this is amazing what he managed to pull off here, but there is no way these are
It
phony.
couldn't be faked. Okay. Public opinion hardened quickly. Salazar was no longer a suspect. He was a symbol.
The perfect one. Foreign enough to fear, silent enough to project onto.
No serious attention was paid to the bite marks found on victims, marks that did not match any known weapons, bar my own recent invention of the denture gun. No attention paid to reports of armed civilians patrolling the outskirts of the town that night either.
Which is wild considering this is part of the country where men collect assault rifles like Pokemon cards and call it heritage.
Yeah.
You know?
Salazar was convicted and the town exhaled.
No, they didn't. They were dead and they couldn't breathe anymore.
They were breathing like zombies.
The outskirts town, I
Do
suppose.
zombies breathe? I wonder.
No.
Do they need to breathe? To keep their
Well, they
body
don't eat.
going?
I suppose they need to eat.
Yeah, but they don't really die if they don't eat.
Yeah.
They just kind of rot. Do they keep rotting if they keep eating?
Well, see, if they were breathing, then they would be less likely to rot, wouldn't they?
They would, because
taking
they're
in
oxygen and
in the
you're
circulation
revitalizing the blood.
Because
Yeah.
from what I can understand, if you're to think of like real life zombies,
But they
right?
still need oxygen going to the brain to keep the brain functioning, because once you
Well,
put a
usually
bullet
it's
through their
seen as a
brain, they're gone.
But see, that's the thing. Usually it's seen as, when you look at it in real life and outside of fantasy, right?
Yeah. Like
the
zombie
idea
spiders.
of it would have to be, parasitic. You know, like some sort of parasite that's latched on to your fucking nervous system and it is
It's
making
forcing
you,
these
you're a puppet.
processes to work.
You
like,
are dead.
yeah.
You are the zombie is a dead body. There is just a host inside moving it around, making it fucking work.
Yeah.
So, like in the case of trioxin, that gas, that vapor would latch on to the nervous system and start making the decisions for you. You're not actually thinking. You're dead.
So it's sending the electrical signals
Yeah.
for you, like, basically.
It's like the whole fucking thing when you're watching stuff like The Walking Dead and it's like, I can't kill him. He's my husband. And it's like, it's not your husband
he's
anymore.
not. Your husband died as soon as that zombie was created.
As soon as he got bitten and died and then came back. The died part is the important part there. He's dead.
Mm.
After that, no, he's just a fucking
His
flesh
body is
puppet.
being used. Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. So the case was closed.
Yup. Whatever really happened in Sangre de Cristo. Is that how you say it?
Sangre de Cristo.
Sangre de Cristo.
Good job.
I got buried with the case as well. So that was closed. Everything just was ignored. Let's sweep it under the carpet with Salazar's fucking conviction.
Exactly. So Salazar did not give the performance that people wanted. He didn't beg, he didn't cry in queue, and he didn't collapse into the shape of guilt that the courtroom expected.
Which in America is basically confession.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't perform remorse the right way, they just write it for you. You know,
Pretty much.
He showed no remorse. Guilty. Or, so innocent that he had nothing to be remorseful for.
Yeah.
Or so traumatized by what he actually saw happen
that he couldn't
was
fucking
unable to
piece
fucking
words together. Yeah.
There is one interview with him where he does speak.
Hmm.
I think we'll get to it later.
Okay. But for most of the process, he said nothing.
Yeah.
He refused interviews. He avoided eye contact. And for the public, this silence was framed as coldness.
Like I said, God forbid a traumatized man does
Can't be
not turn his
traumatized.
pain into content for the evening fucking news.
The prosecution repeatedly pointed to his refusal to speak as evidence of guilt. They described him as detached and unemotional.
Translation, he didn't cry for people he already decided to kill.
He spoke only once during a psychological evaluation requested by the court. And in that interview, he made a single claim. He said he was trying to document what was happening.
And that sentence scared the absolute shit out of everyone in that room.
Because the penny drops. It's like, oh shit. Salazar explained that he carried his camera everywhere and that night was no different. He said he photographed what he saw because he didn't understand it, because he needed proof. And I think anybody with a phone nowadays, they'd have the
Well,
phone
this
camera
guy,
out.
I mean, well,
I know he didn't have a phone. He was a photographer. But I mean, like, if I saw a
that's it.
zombie walking down the road, I'd put my phone out.
Yeah, I'll get into that because there's a bit more to it than that. Like, I mean, the second he says that, the case stops being about a murder and starts being about a witness nobody wants to believe.
Yeah.
But the thing about it was, the reason he wasn't taken seriously was because he photographed everything. But when they said everything, like, this is Arizona. There's roadkill everywhere. The place is a pretty barren fucking desert fucking area. So he was seen a lot taking pictures of roadkill, taking pictures of fucking buzzards in the sky and all that stuff. Stuff that will be seen as negative now. Do you know?
It's
Will be
just
seen
dark
as a
interest.
creepy fucking-
Yeah, I suppose.
Because, I mean, it would be like if I got accused of murder tomorrow morning, they'd be like, well, look, he talks about it all fucking week, every week. He must have interest in it. He just got so far and so deep into the case, he couldn't help himself anymore. The bloodlust took over. But it's okay because I'm white and nobody comes after white people.
So he denied killing anyone. He denied attacking the residents. He said he was bitten, chased, and cornered. The injuries on his body matched that account.
Which is inconvenient, so let's ignore it.
Absolutely.
Move on. It's all right.
The psychologist noted symptoms of extreme shock, trauma, and disassociation. None of this slowed the trial.
Because trauma only matters when it's suffered by the right kind of person.
Yep. And Salazar's explanation was dismissed as fantasy and delusion and as an attempt to avoid responsibility.
Notice how fast the system switches from he's too calm to he's clearly insane, depending on what's useful.
Oh, well, yeah, because once as far as they're concerned, once they have the case solved, they don't want to own up and say, oh, shit, we were wrong about this, lads.
Or they don't want to find out who really was
Well,
right
yeah,
there.
there's that as well. So no one asked why a man committing a massacre would stop to take photographs. No one asked why he had the same bite wounds as the victims.
Because asking those questions means accepting that danger wasn't one immigrant with a camera. What the fuck was he doing? Like, how do you murder 50 fucking people while taking selfies? Do you know?
Yeah.
What did he do? You stay there. Don't move. I'm going to set up the timer. And I'm going to come back and kill your ass when the time... We've got to wait for the flash.
Gotta wait for the flash.
Wait for the flash. Wait for the flash. All right. 4, 3, 2, 1.
There's a good movie in there somewhere.
Fucking idiots.
So basically it means accepting that something else moved through that time.
By accepting that he wasn't the one doing it because he was too busy taking pictures.
Yeah.
And more importantly, that the people in charge either didn't stop it or didn't want to see it. Or maybe possibly were involved.
Salazar stopped talking after that interview, but he never changed his story.
Well, yeah, because if you stop talking, it's hard to change your story.
Sure is.
But the silence in a system built on prejudice is treated as violence. The way they see it is he's not willing to give it. It's like this kind of fucking thing of, no, it's different in this case. But like Joseph James D'Angelo, the Golden State Killer, cracks everybody up that he won't just, like, we all know you did the crime. We just fess up and give us some fucking closure on this fucking shit so that we can get on with things. That's kind of the way they're treating this guy, is like, oh, he's getting kicked, so they're not telling us what happened that night.
Hey.
Jacking off to his silence and not giving us our
Jacking off to his silence. If I say anything, it's going to break it.
Don't talk.
You should have talked.
Gotta start again. Fuck me.
The court didn't need a confession even. They already had a narrative.
And narratives are cheaper than the truth.
Mm.
You don't got to investigate the truth.
Nope.
You don't got to pay overtime for people to check in the truth. You don't got to send the truth away for lab work. You don't got to get experts in for the truth for this truth. The narrative. Sorry. Truth costs money. Narratives, especially when you're in a fucking white ass hick fucking town that doesn't like fucking brown people, they're fine with narrative.
Yeah.
Narrative suits.
Absolutely.
You can fucking close the case, everyone can go back to their daily fucking job, except for the 50 odd people that were fucking murdered by the roaming group of crazy people who are still out there.
The photographs were not introduced at trial.
Of course they weren't.
They surfaced later. They surfaced quietly in a way that made everyone involved deeply uncomfortable.
Because evidence is a bad habit of showing up after the state already declared victory.
Mm-hmm.
See Jeffrey Epstein for reference.
Salazar's camera was recovered from the scene. It was catalogued and it was logged. At first, investigators claimed it contained nothing of value.
Which is cop code for this complicates things and we don't feel like dealing with it.
When the images were eventually reviewed, the response was immediate dismissal. Hoax, fabrication, digital manipulation. The photographs were described as grotesque fantasies designed to support a false narrative.
That's the neat thing about calling something fake. You don't have to explain it. This is the conspiracy talk all over again.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Every time you try and prove them wrong, they'll have an answer for you.
Yeah.
But if you prove them right, it's like, case closed. We're done.
Yep.
Everything's over here.
Independent experts were brought in only after pressure mounted. There was photographers, image analysts, and they examined the negatives, the metadata, and the grain structure. And their conclusion was unanimous. The images were authentic.
What am I telling you? I said this already.
You did?
You can almost hear the legal system choke on its own tongue when they hear this, you know? I mean, who the fuck is investigating this? The South Park fucking cops?
Yeah, but they get in their own experts then just to refute it.
Just with a hand up on the wall.
Do you see?
This is like the fucking Michael Jackson episode where they get there thinking they're going to arrest a black man and see a white guy and it's like, I don't know what to do. But the complete opposite. And they're like, we walked into a white town and there was this brown guy. We knew what to do in that case.
The camera contained 36 photos taken throughout the night of the massacre. They showed streets in chaos, homes torn apart, figures in motion caught mid-attack. Not staged, not posed.
You don't fake panic with that convincingly.
Nope.
You know? You can tell. And we've said this a million times. When we're watching stuff like Paranormal Caught on Camera, I mean, our favourite game to play in that show is who sounds the most convincing.
Yeah.
We
That's what makes or breaks it for us, basically.
Yeah. How fucking convinced, how scared does this person really genuinely sound?
There were two Scottish guys on at one night, and I was like, they really do believe they are being haunted.
Yeah.
They were so fucking genuine about it.
Usually it's how high pitched their fucking scream gets.
For a man,
especially
yeah.
It's like, ah!
It's like,
they drop
okay,
their
well.
camera and run. It's like, well, that was legit. That dude saw something.
So I actually, that's my favorite part. I like the videos, but I like trying to work out what's real and what's not real.
Yeah, it always pisses me off because it's like, hi, I'm a paranormal investigator.
Ah, a ghost! Let's run
We're going to
away.
go and find some ghosts and we're going to talk to them and hopefully one talks back. Is there anybody there? Hello? Ah! There's one here! Run! It's like, what the fuck are you doing there if you're going to run when you find one? It's like, I don't get it. It's like doing an Easter egg hunt, finding the Easter egg and then shitting your pants because you found the Easter egg and running away. It's like, well, what are you doing here?
Can't believe my luck. Who placed this Easter egg
You're
here?
fucking here for this reason. Stop, calm down, and have the fucking conversation. Fine, I get it when the ghost is throwing shit at you. Maybe it doesn't want you there. But when you ask it to reply to you and it replies and you shit your pants and run out of the room.
I'd be offended as a ghost. I'm done as you
Like,
asked.
what the fuck do you want from me?
So several of Salazar's photographs depicted humanoid figures with distorted posture. There was extended jaws, eyes reflecting light unnaturally. The victims were shown being attacked by multiple assailants simultaneously.
Which is a problem because one man only has two hands.
Yeah. Some images showed armed residents firing into the dark, barricading their homes, running, and others showed things already inside.
And that's where the story really derails the official version, isn't it?
Salazar appeared in several photos as well, bleeding, wounded, running away, and not toward anyone.
Funny how the murderer never shows up murdering.
Nope, covered in blood himself from his own blood.
Oh, no, they're defensive wounds, Amy. Jeez, do you not know the law at all?
Yeah, they probably were defensive wounds, him fighting off the assailants. Law enforcement responded by doubling down. They argued the images were taken after the fact, that Salazar staged scenes using bodies.
Which require time, tools, helpers, and a level of planning and just a level of planning the prosecution never once established. It's baffling. In one night, I can't fucking get all my jobs, the small jobs I have to do in one day, done in one day. Every time I make a list of jobs I want to do, you can be guaranteed I'll only get halfway through the jobs in one day. Time just flies by. You're telling me this guy didn't just have enough time to go through an entire town and murder everybody in it, but then he had the time to stage all right. See, this is what bothers me about a lot of horror movies. It's like, I know how time works. There's no way you'd have time to do all that shit.
No.
You know, in horror movies. So in real life, you're definitely not going to have time to do this shit.
No,
It's
no,
like
no.
when my brother rings me, he's like, any chance you could watch my kids there? I'll for like a half an hour. It's like, why? Where are you going? I'm going into town.
Takes 20 minutes to get
we
into
live
town.
like 20 minutes from town. You're at least going to be 40 minutes, and that's if you go to town, turn around, and come back. If you got shit to do, you are at least going to be an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's going to
maybe
take
a
you
bit
40
longer.
minutes for your return trip.
Yeah,
So-
so don't tell me a half an hour, you know?
Don't piss in my
And
ear and tell me it's raining.
This is it. Like, it's just fucking ridiculous. Their timing is so fucking terrible. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
Even if it was really well planned to perfection and went exactly as he expected it, I still doubt you would have the time to pull all of this off convincingly.
Yeah.
And what did he do? Pick the dead people up and stage their face in fright?
How do you do that?
He'd
I
have to
can't-
wait
I
for
can't
number
think
one.
of
He'd
it.
have to wait for rigor mortis to fucking set in.
No, you need
Beat
to
the fucking-
wait for rigor mortis to set in and then for rigor mortis to go.
Well, no, you'd want it to keep it in
You
certain
would,
images,
but
so you'd have
but
to-
the rigor mortis sets in so fast, it's going to be hard for you to move it. So then you need the
Well, that's
body
what I
to
was
come
gonna
out
say,
of rigor
beat it,
mortis.
the position. But then
Yeah.
you see signs of that on bodies.
Oh yeah. So
again, he did not have the time, the tools, or the helpers that
No.
this would fucking need, and the prosecution could all. The prosecution were in the same place I was right now, stuttering and stammering, unable to explain any of this shit.
Well, no explanation was offered for how Salazar could be both photographer and omnipresent killer. The photos were ultimately excluded from formal consideration.
Because the moment you let them in, the case explodes.
Explodes. Exactly.
Done.
What the photographs actually did was something far worse than prove innocence. They suggested that the massacre was not the work of one man.
They suggested it was either ignored, enabled, or actively misrepresented by the people sworn to investigate it.
Yes.
And do you know what else pissed me off when I watched the
Tell
documentary?
me.
We were talking about, like, you know, they couldn't leave the fucking photos into the case. Salazar's fucking public defender wouldn't fucking introduce him either because he thought he'd be disbarred because of the nature of the pictures. He was like, they're too fantastical. They're too kind of
Fuck being
fucking...
disbarred. I thought you were supposed to defend your client to the best of your ability. So you
But
have
not
the
a lot of
photographs.
people believe in zombie-like things. And if it's a covert fucking government operation like Trioxin was, a different version of Trioxin, a new version of Trioxin. Because, I mean, when we talk about Trioxin...
They'd let you enter the redacted photos.
saying. I mean, the Trioxin shit happened, what, like the fucking 60s, 70s, it was Cold War.
Yeah.
Who the fuck knows what happened when Trump found out what Trioxin was and decided to have some scientists play
That's
with
why
it?
Trump is still alive.
He's a fucking Trioxin zombie.
It wouldn't fucking surprise me. That's why he's letting off all the smelly gas, because he's actually a decomposing body.
I have no brain.
And it explains his odd colour.
Oh, the discoloration of his hands and stuff like that. It's just decay.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
absolutely. And once the idea that that basically the things were being ignored and like you said,
Oh, yeah,
once
he was
that
there.
I
that's my line. I didn't see that. So they suggested it was
trying
either
to cover
ignored
it
and
for
it.
you.
But I said this already.
That's why I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
why, because you see, it breaks up my next line, Josh.
I'm sorry. I get upset.
I know you
don't
do.
like this fucking bullshit. that goes
But I
on
was
over there.
covering, and
I
you
always-
uncovered.
Well, see what pisses me off about America is I always liked America. I love their entertainment. I always wanted to move there. I always wanted to live there. It seemed like someplace I wanted to
But
be.
I don't know how long
No,
my
I'm
lifespan is
terrified
going
of
to
the
be
fucking
if I
place.
move over there, basically.
I don't think I'd have the fucking nerve to live there. I think I'd have anxiety out the fucking yin yang and just would not be able to handle it. I
Yeah.
think I'd have a nervous breakdown just watching the news every fucking
I'd have
day.
a nervous breakdown sending my kids to school every morning. Come on.
I mean, worst thing that's going to happen here if you get into an argument with another adult is maybe a fist fight. Over there, you say the wrong thing to the wrong person on the wrong day. You're going to have a
Stabby Stanny
bullet right
or
in your fucking head.
Exactly.
Anyway, yeah.
So
Generally, the feeling was that the investigators... So, let me get into this, because I don't actually mention this much, and it does lead us back into the story nicely. I can't remember the guy's name. Let me find... the sheriff of this town is like a boss hog kind of style guy. It's just like, and this is what fucks me up as well with their politics. The way they vote sheriffs into fucking
Yeah,
power and
that's
shit
not
like that.
right.
Really fucking weird. So this guy, his family basically had been like, you know, the kind of rich country boy, kind of fucking, literally boss fucking hog from from the Dukes of Hazzard, right?
Yeah.
And he was running this investigation from his little rinky-dink fucking small-ass fucking police station.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time the feds got there, it was like, oh, we got this all sewn up. We got the illegal immigrants locked up inside. It was him. But at the same time, you look at him and you look at his crew and you listen to the way they talk and you listen to some of the shit they have to say. And it makes me think, where were you the night this happened?
Yeah.
What were you doing? What's your alibi?
Yeah.
Mr. fucking boss hog looking motherfucker. Huh?
I get
You don't got one. So again, did they ignore what was happening in the town? Did they enable what was happening in the town? Were they actively involved with what was happening in the fucking town? Or did they just misrepresent it? So they didn't have to investigate it all that fucking too hard and just let Salazar take the fucking heat.
Shall we find out? So once the photographs were laid out in sequence, the night stopped being abstract. It became a timeline.
Which is dangerous because timelines don't give a shit about your preferred suspect.
Exactly. And the first images show Salazar moving through the outskirts of Sangre de Cristo. Not attacking, not stalking. He was running.
Well, that's strike one against the official story right there. Murders don't document their fucking cardio.
No.
But what actually happened was, because I don't get into here either, is he was at home loading his camera with film. Because that's just what this guy did. He did odd jobs around the place.
Yeah.
A bit of a loner. Again, sitting right into that fucking perfect profile. He was a loner. He's not white. He's not from this country. He did odd jobs around the place, off the books, not paying taxes. But he was loading up his camera, and a friend of his, I can't remember the friend's name specifically off the top of my head now, because again, 50 odd names, it's hard to remember everybody. A friend turned up at his house, badly injured. Badly injured. And Salazar said himself in that one interview that he gave for the psychological evaluation that his friend died in his house.
Okay.
He said he died. I see him die. And he said, but then he attacked. And he'd come at me. And because he had a bit of broken English, he was, again, from over, but he was like, and I had to hurt him. And they were like, what do you mean you had to hurt him? Like, I had to hurt him or he was going to kill me. So, again, now straight away, we have Salazar, which hurts his case because instantly he's like, yeah, I killed one person.
Okay.
But the person was dead when I killed them.
Yeah.
He's like, what? Excuse me? Explain yourself. But that was what led him outside to seeing the chaos, and he started making his way through the town to see if he could save someone, people, or help in any fucking way, shape, or form, or at least document it for the police later, not knowing that they would just put the blame all on him.
Okay.
But,
okay. Yeah. So one photograph captures a young man collapsed on the ground, injured and bleeding, and Salazar is seen kneeling behind him.
Helping, which again is a weird hobby for someone allegedly in the middle of the massacre. This is probably the guy I was just talking about.
Probably.
He got down to try and fucking help his friend who he thought was fucking badly injured. And then shit kicks off.
Yeah. And the next image shows the same young man later. He was standing, his eyes were vacant, and his posture was wrong, and then it showed him attacking.
And here's where the narrative breaks its fucking neck. Because dead people aren't supposed to get back up unless something else is going on. Similar to fucking trial. Where was Herbert West when? Oh yeah, he's dead.
He gone.
It was a long time ago with Herbert West. But Herbert West had been working on this shit since the 20s.
Yeah.
He perfected this shit in the Cold War fucking era for the Americans before they had to pull it back because of the devastation of it constantly fucking leaking in their own fucking country.
Yep.
You know, I mean, the Philly got fucked up by more than fucking once. We had there was the case where that we spoke of where it broke loose where the trioxin leak happened within the army compound. We've discussed this in I think we had 3 or 4 episodes on the fucking thing.
Yep. Salazar's photographs capture the confrontation and the struggle, and he shoots the young man again.
Yeah, so not execution, containment. He was fucking stuck. He had no other fucking choice.
Yeah. And then from there, the photos show Salazar moving deeper into the town, towards light, towards people, and toward help.
Which is the exact opposite direction a guilty man runs.
Unless he's covering
In fact,
something.
if you are from Mexico, it is very easy to get over the border back fucking home.
Back to where,
Most
yeah,
of the
yeah.
Americans want you to go back there anyway. So, if you commit the fucking crime of all the people who can get over the border super fast and get away from it, it's somebody who lives in Arizona and is originally from the fucking other country.
Yep. What the images begin to reveal is scale. There was multiple figures, multiple points of attack. There was homes breached from different sides simultaneously.
That's coordination, or at the very least numbers. Either way, one guy doesn't pull that off unless he has an octopus on meth. Because you can't simultaneously come in different directions of a fucking house unless you're fucking some sort of Marvel superhero.
Exactly. Some photographs showed armed residents firing into the dark, flashlights cutting through smoke, and others show figures already inside homes, as we said.
And this is where I want you to pay attention, because this is also where the town's favourite bedtime story starts to rot.
Mm-hmm. The figures in the photos are not dressed alike. They're not uniform. There's not a coordinated appearance. Some appear shirtless and others appear in work clothes.
Which raises an ugly little question nobody wants to sit with. Were these things all the same threat? Or did the chaos give cover to something else entirely? Because history is full of moments where monsters show up and the worst humans use that noise to do what they already are itching to fucking do.
Salazar's photos do not show him directing violence. They show him reacting to it, retreating, hiding, and doubling back when escape routes fail.
And that's not a killer's pattern, that's a hunted man.
Yeah, exactly. And as the sequence continues, the images become more frantic. They were less composed and they were more blurred, and the fear increased.
The fear, and that doesn't lie. It just records what's going on. You know what I mean? When you are in a state of fucking fear, your brain is not fucking thinking. You're not going to be able to coordinate the way they're saying it. But I suppose they wouldn't think he was afraid of anything because they think he was the one coordinating it. So fuck me, I don't know.
By the time the final photographs are taken, Sangre de Cristo is already lost. Whatever entered the town was not stopped.
And whatever helped it along sure as hell wasn't interested in saving anyone.
No. The photographs don't give closure, they give context.
And context is the last thing a bad investigation can survive.
And as the photographs continue, the focus shifts away from the streets and towards the places people ran when they realised help was not coming. Homes, the church.
Because when systems fail, people fall back on faith and lock doors. Neither of them can stop teeth.
One sequence brings Salazar to the Putnam residence. Dwayne is Dwayne.
There's a few ways.
I've never seen it being spelled that way before. I thought it was a woman's name, Dwayne. I thought it was two women. So Dwayne and Grace Putnam were well known in the town. Active, respected Christian missionaries who Salazar had befriended and did odd jobs for. Their house should have been safe that night.
That's a contradiction.
What
Can't be
is?
a Christian missionary and respected at the same fucking time. So that word does a lot of work right up until it doesn't. You know, the whole fucking respected, befriended, all this kind of stuff. It's important fucking information, but it's ignored again.
Exactly. You know? Yeah. And according to reconstruction from the photographers and later testimony, Dwayne was bitten during the initial wave of violence. Whatever was happening to the victims did not stop with death.
See, you're falling into it now as well.
What?
Well, they were photographs, not photographers. You're bringing extra people into this, huh? What, one Mexican wasn't enough for you? We're going to go multiple Mexicans?
Yeah.
Photographs.
Pardon me.
So this is where the monster narrative becomes kind of inconveniently literal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So Dwayne changed rapidly and violently. And by the time Salazar reached the house, Dwayne had already murdered his own family, all except Grace Jr., whose body was not present in the home.
So let that sit for a second, because no amount of racism explains that part of it.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
this again to me screams of biological warfare. We know that Russia, America, China, Korea, these are countries, most likely those fucking Israeli pricks. These are places, 4 countries and a pretend country that like to get involved with like every type of fucking warfare they can. And biological warfare is one of the big ones. Even though I'm not too sure. I mean, I know a lot of it will be outlawed these days, wouldn't it? There'd be like a Geneva Convention.
You mean like put like the Japanese used to put the dead bodies into the drinking water? I'm pretty sure you can't do shit like that.
No, like Agent Orange and all that.
Oh
shit.
well, yeah, and
Mustard gas and stuff like that. That's
napalm
all,
and
that's all kind of fucking against the rules of war now, isn't it? After that stops fucking
is
governments
mustard
from-
gas outlawed as well? I didn't know that because it's really easy to make that in your own home by mistake.
Not 100% sure.
Super easy.
I just know that after World War II, there was a bunch of shit that they were like, we're not going to use this in war.
Flamethrowers, as far as I know, the big kind of flamethrower tanks that they used to have, not tanks, but you know, they I think they were outlawed because it's just too much devastation. I'd say with napalm.
I think a
as
lot
well.
with the biological warfare,
biological.
the problem was that not so much the initial attack, but
Containment.
the aftermath of it. Not just like, I mean, like surviving people and how that might affect their bloodline going forward.
Yeah.
How that might affect the general public that they're mixing with and all this kind of stuff. I'm not 100% sure. on it,
If
to be
they're able
honest.
to outlaw that, how come they haven't outlawed nukes yet? Because your generations after that are going to be fucked up.
Because they have tried. They have been trying to do that for fucking since they dropped the first one in fucking Japan.
But everybody has agreed not to use
no,
the Agent Orange and stuff.
No. That took ages as well.
Oh.
That took fucking yonks. We covered this when we actually talked about trioxin, and that was how long it took for certain nations to sign these treaties. Like, I believe China took an extraordinary amount of time to sign, like to the point where they only signed it very recently.
Well, if I was dodgy
and
about
stuff
my
like-
country's safety, I'd probably be dodgy about signing things like that.
And that's
as
the
well.
problem. The thing about nukes is they're all afraid. They're basically all afraid to say no. None of us will use nukes. But you're also in that kind of fucking area where everybody has nukes now. So if you shoot it, they're going to shoot it. So it's kind of like mutually assured destruction. You know, it's like if I have a nuke and you have a nuke and we have
So
a fight.
nobody's going to use them because everybody has nukes,
Yeah,
basically.
as soon as you pressed your red button, my fucking my radar is going to pick up, or my satellites in the sky are going to pick up. There's a nuke on its way to my country, and Amy sent it. Well, boom! There's my red
Except
button.
I'd
There's
send
one
it
coming
underground.
right back at you.
And
Kill us all.
no, go that way. Drill a tunnel first. It'd take a few years. It wouldn't be an instant nuke. You'd have to drill a tunnel that way first,
So
underground.
you think that the thing that we can see in the sky instantly, nobody's going to notice this tunnel being dug under the fucking planet slowly but
Fine.
surely. Is it?
Friends.
Shit,
Size-
Martians are trying to get over here.
Seismometers, what are they?
What was that earthquake? Not me.
No
Just
idea.
ignore
What do
me
you
and
want
my
about?
shovel. I'm just
It's
digging
just a
into-
little
digging
vibration.
a little hole, little trench. That's all. Planting some flowers over here. Anyway, at the time, the thing about it, and this is where I hate this fucking shit. They tried to kind of use his relationship to the Putnams to kind of because Grace Jr. wasn't at the house, and he had a close relationship to the Putnams.
So Grace Jr. isn't as young as I'm thinking. No, she's not like.
Yes, she is.
Oh.
We'll get there. He, Salazar was brought in by, again, Christian missionaries doing Christian missionary shit. You know, it was like, oh, come in, we'll take care of you, all this stuff. And he used to do odd jobs for him.
Yeah.
And afterwards, the narrative went from he was a family friend to he was a family friend because he had he was interested and was starting an inappropriate relationship with Grace Putnam Jr.
Aye.
But Grace Putnam, the elder, Junior, and she was the youngest daughter of Dwayne and Grace. But again, residents who are local acknowledged that the dynamic was completely fucking innocent.
Okay.
But once a rumor like that grows legs,
Oh, it runs.
it doesn't stroll, it sprints.
Yeah.
I've always said it. That's the worst thing. To falsely accuse somebody of a sex crime, especially pedophilia,
It's something that
it's a
does
stain
sticks.
that
Yeah.
no matter how much evidence proves you innocent will always be stuck to you.
Mm.
Because there'll be always people, no matter what evidence is put in front of you, that will believe you were guilty of it because it's
They
such a
take the
heinous
view
crime.
that if you
Right.
can be accused of it in the first place, that there must be a reason that you can be accused of it in
Oh,
the first place.
It's the worst thing you could fucking do to somebody. I wouldn't do it to my worst fucking enemy.
No.
You know, because I understand how that could stick to you. And to be honest with you, we got enough fucking scumbag sex offenders and fucking pedophiles.
Coming into light
We
in the
don't
last few
need-
days.
We
Yeah.
don't need to muddy the water with fake ones.
No.
This is how the whole fucking Me Too thing fucking collapsed in on itself. There was a bunch of fucking women who had genuine gripes and genuine claims and who were genuinely abused and raped and treated like fucking shit. And then there was a few who were just put out by being fucking
They jumped on the gravy train.
and twisted it
Yeah.
to fuck up some people's fucking careers, and they didn't have and you know, and that's what happens in a lot of these scenarios.
Oh, yeah.
There's enough scumbags out there. We don't need to start making up scumbags to go with them.
Exactly. So the photographs taken inside the Putnam home shows devastation without struggle. Furniture overturned. There was blood everywhere.
This wasn't self-defense. This was not something. This was something wearing a man's body like it had borrowed it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Which again, really, really, really falls in to the exact same thing we talked about with trioxin.
Yeah.
It just seems like a more refined version of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So Salazar didn't linger and he moved again toward the church. Because when nothing else makes sense, people look for structure.
And the church is just structure with a halo in it.
Halo. Inside the church, Salazar found evidence of refuge turning into slaughter. There was pews overturned, blood along the walls, but no bodies.
Which is worse because it means they didn't die there.
Or else they did die there and fucked off again after they died. So the photographs from this point become harder to look at. They were less focused, more panicked, and they show figures converging and encroaching.
And here's where the second villain shows its face.
Several images showed armed men moving through the chaos, not rescuing, not guiding people to safety. They were hunting.
And before anyone gets defensive, no, I don't mean literal monsters. I mean the kind that wear flags, badges, or both and decide tonight's the night to play hero with zero oversight. The kind of people who think, they're being fucking killed anyway. Might as well go in there and have a bit of fun ourselves.
Ew.
You know? Where's my hood at?
The photos don't show coordination between these men and creatures, but they do show opportunity.
And history tells us exactly what happens when racists are handed chaos and plausible deniability.
Salazar kept moving and he avoided everyone, trying to avoid everyone even.
But cameras, they don't discriminate.
No.
Which is why everyone in power wanted it buried.
Yeah.
No, I think there's a big question here as well that needs answering that I kind of forgot about. As the question that our listeners or viewers might be asking. And that is, why would a government want something like a chemical that would kill your enemy and then have them rise up again? Because then you're just bringing your enemy back again. But the thing is, when this chemical gets into your fucking system, it makes you feral.
Yeah.
If you were shot down in a war, or if you're attacked in a war, they don't. You're not generally like. If I'm an American and you're a Russian, I'm not gonna walk over to your trench to shoot you.
No.
It happens from a distance.
Yeah.
So if I happen to fucking infect one of you with a chemical that can be fucking then transferred through DNA from one to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other, by getting one person in the foxhole or the trench, I have gotten the entire battalion.
Yes. Yeah.
One by one by one. So when that person raises up, it's like, oh, it's okay. Charlie's fine. We're cool. He's good. He's grand. He's fine. What are you doing? What are you doing? Ah! And then next thing, it starts to fucking spread. It's like an STD without the fun part.
Yeah. And by the time dawn approached, Sangre de Cristo was already beyond saving. What remained was damage control.
And that part went exactly according to fucking plan, didn't it?
Yep. Francisco said that he worried for Grace and he set out to see if he could find her, thinking first of her usual daycare center.
That answer your question about
Yes,
what age she was?
sure does.
Doesn't get any better.
By the time Salazar reached the daycare center, the town was already gone. Not destroyed, abandoned.
And there's a difference, and it matters. Destruction is loud. Abandonment is when everyone who could help already decided not to.
The daycare sat at the edge of town and a place meant to be safe by default, obviously.
Warning, and we don't usually do this, but this is not nice.
Bright walls, small furniture, and painted animals on the window.
All the stuff adults build to convince themselves the world won't touch children if they decorate hard enough.
Salazar went there because people run toward children in emergencies. Because if there was any place help might still exist, it would be there.
And instinct alone should have cleared him of every charge. That instinct alone should have cleared him of every charge. The fact that his first fucking thought was, go save the children. Kids.
What about the kids?
That's not what the police thought. This is where it gets kind of fucking nasty.
The photographs taken outside the building show signs of panic. Doors forced shut from the inside, handprints on the glass. And inside, the damage was complete.
Before anyone starts spinning narratives, no, this isn't collateral damage. This was deliberate.
Salazar photographed overturned cribs, blood smeared along the walls, and there was low along the walls, and there was no sign of a fight.
Which tells you this was not adult
children
fucking fighting. Because you don't fight back when you're protecting children. You shield them, you stall, you die buying seconds.
One photograph shows Grace Putnam behind a gated interior door, alive, terrified, and she's reaching out in the photo.
That image alone should have ended the fucking trial.
Salazar tried to get to her and the gate was locked, jammed, and the sounds around him were getting closer.
This is the part nobody wants to talk about, but because it's not just heroic, it's human. But
Salazar backed away and he didn't want to abandon her. He was driven back, basically. And the next photographs show figures entering the space, multiple figures.
And no, they're not all the same. Some move kind of wrong. Some move like men who know exactly what they're doing, but some not so much.
Not so much. Grace is no longer visible in the final images, and what happened to her was inferred later.
You want to know what happened to her? Because Salazar told us, and it's not fucking... I won't get the gory details, but it's a sad story. So he spent a lot of time with this family and occasionally would babysit Grace and would spend time with Grace. And I can't remember the song, but he used to sing her kind of a lullaby song. When he realized that he couldn't save her,
he sang to her.
He held her hand and sang to her to try and keep her at ease while these things ripped her fucking apart.
Yeah.
Now, what really fucking gets on my tits here as well is we have images where clearly some of these things have been infected by a trioxin-like fucking biological fucking weapon.
Yeah.
But there's also people involved who clearly look to not be under the influence of this biological weapon.
Okay.
So were they handlers? Were they people who were directing them?
Was it a trial?
Why were these infected people not attacking the other gun-wielding fucking people who were shooting and killing things all around them?
Yeah.
Why were they only going for unarmed, defenseless people?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Is this, again, for lack of a better word, a test gone wrong?
Yeah. The daycare photographs were among the most aggressively suppressed.
Of course they were, because once you admit what happened there, the lone killer story collapses like wet cardboard.
Exactly.
And nobody wants to fucking see that shit.
No. And no more.
As terrible as that is. I mean, if it's going to clear a man's name, yeah, show him. But I mean, it's not like something I'm going to go looking up online. You know, I've looked up some fucked up shit. I've seen the Black Dahlia. I've seen some fucking stuff on Murderpedia and all that shit, like victim fucking crime scenes and shit like that. But if it involves a kid, I'm not really.
No, I'm not too cool. I don't
even like
it.
reading that shit.
No.
Who was that fucking serial killer who fucking preyed on kids? And it still disturbs the show. Was it Albert Fish?
I think so.
The dude that used to be like, oh, I'll take him to my nephew's
Fish,
birthday party, and then he'd take him away and then send a letter to the
the
family.
old-timey guy.
Like, tough shit.
Yeah, that's him.
He'd take him to like a fucking lone house and be like, I'll be out in a minute, go into another room, get naked, and then just jump out and fucking murder him. while he was in the fucking nude.
Yeah.
Dirty, weird fucking bastard.
So, with this, no motive fits and no psychology explains it.
Unless you're willing to admit the town wasn't just overrun by fucking zombies. You know?
Yeah.
It was abandoned by people who decided some lives were acceptable losses, is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Again, I said it once, I've said it a million times, it screams of Trioxin 2.0.
Yep. After the daycare, the photographs stopped trying to explain anything. They only document movement, flight.
Which is what witnesses do when nobody is coming.
By sunrise, Sangre de Cristo was a crime scene without investigators.
And the most honest evidence it ever produced was already being buried.
After the photographs were dismissed, the process accelerated. There was no appetite for delay, no interest in reconsideration.
Because once a system commits to being wrong, speed becomes a feature, not a flaw.
Yep. And Francisco Salazar was convicted quickly and efficiently. The state formed the verdict as closure.
Closure for who exactly? Because it sure as hell wasn't the dead people.
No. There was no retrial. There was no serious review of the photographic evidence, and the appeals were denied.
That's how justice works when the defendant doesn't look like the jury.
Why do death row people, how come they can get an appeal, but someone like this can't get an appeal? How can they deny an appeal? I thought that you were entitled to an appeal.
You are, but you got to ask for it, don't you?
Oh, and he didn't talk.
He ain't talking.
Ah.
And from
Forgot that.
as we go along, and we're getting to his execution day
Well, did
here.
his lawyer talk?
The thing about it was, we're going to kind of get to here, but it kind of goes along the lines of, I think after what Salazar saw, I don't think he wanted to be around anymore.
Yeah, I could understand.
It was what he saw fucked him up so much
Ended
that
his
I
faith
don't
in
want
humanity.
to be here anymore. You know?
Yeah. Well, if I saw people going around helping the zombies in a situation like that, it would make me question humanity.
It's crazy calling them zombies. Zombies don't really exist.
But
What else you going to call them?
What else? They're back there. They're reanimated corpses. They're fucking zombies.
They're trioxin zombies. Yeah.
So Salazar was sentenced to death, and public reaction was muted.
Where am I? Sorry, I got confused. You think zombies, it just kind of fucks your head up a bit. But the story had already done its job. The monster had a name, and the town could sleep again.
Yeah. And on the day of his execution, Salazar again did not give a statement. He didn't recant and he didn't confess.
And that silence drove people insane because deep down they wanted forgiveness they didn't deserve.
Lethal injection was administered and the state declared the matter resolved.
Nothing says we learned our lesson like killing the wrong person and calling it justice.
Salazar was buried shortly after, without ceremony, without any acknowledgement of doubt.
Because martyrs are inconvenient when you're trying to pretend that nothing else is coming.
Yep. And for a brief moment, Sangre de Cristo was treated as a tragedy of the past.
Which is always how the cover story ends.
The case was closed.
And the truth was locked outside with it.
Until the case, the grave did not stay closed. Weeks after the execution, workers arrived to find Francisco Salazar's burial site disturbed and the coffin was empty.
And this is where the state quietly stops answering questions.
No.
Not like they were answering fucking much beforehand.
No. And no official explanation was offered. There was no suspects named. And the disappearance was written off as vandalism.
Because if you say the wrong thing out loud here, the whole case comes back from the dead.
How? Around the same time, reports began surfacing hundreds of miles north. Disappearances, attacks, scenes that echoed Sangre de Cristo too closely to ignore.
Funny how patterns only become real when they're cross-country lines. Or cross-county lines even.
A border patrol specialist was consulted during a separate investigation, and after reviewing Salazar's photographs, he made a quiet observation. The images suggested movement.
Yeah, not chaos, migration.
The positioning, the progression, the direction, whatever moved through Sangre de Cristo did not stop there.
It passed through like it always planned to.
Yeah.
And this guy himself, I watched him talk about it. And he said like it became like an unwritten rule or an unspoken rule amongst the border patrol people that we're gonna find some weird shit along here. Say nothing, move on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And recovered footage from a later incident shows campers being attacked at night. Figures emerging from the dark, and among them, one face is briefly visible.
And it resembles Francisco Salazar, no longer injured, no longer afraid, moving with the others. Which means the state didn't just execute an innocent man, they delivered him straight back into the thing they refused to name.
The official position remains unchanged. Sangre de Cristo was an isolated incident, my hole.
They always say that right before it happens again, don't they?
Yeah.
I just like to point out, like, I mean, again, we've talked about it. We've been talking about it the whole way through. This stinks of trioxin 245.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking story.
Yeah.
But in 2011. Is that what we said it was?
2011.
So, I mean, like, fair enough, it hadn't happened since the fucking 80s. Oh, well, in that case, can't really blame Trump for this one, can I? Damn you, George Bush!
Did we blame Trump? 2011 would have been Obama. Obama took office in 2008. Don't blame
well,
Obama.
Blame him.
Leave Obama off.
You better not have been fucking with trioxin, Obama. We're back in here. Well, fuck. No, we fucked up the whole racism angle because the black man was in charge.
Thank you, Obama.
It was Biden behind his back preparing. Biden, his time.
I was
for
18
office.
when he got into office, and the amount of my friends that had like a raging hard on for Obama, like it was bonkers to see before a politician before Justin Trudeau that women were falling over, like, you know, that kind of way.
Well, to be fair, if you compare him to all the other American presidents, even I can admit he's the best looking American president they've had.
Yeah.
Name a better looking president.
Lincoln.
Huh?
Lincoln.
Really?
No. I would probably go Obama, Lincoln, if I'm being very fucking honest. If you're looking at the rest of them.
Well, rumor has it, I'd be more Lincoln's type than you would.
He was married. I'm joking. Lavender marriage, maybe. I don't know. So the border remains open and the night remains quiet.
And somewhere something learned exactly how much it can get away with.
In the aftermath, officials returned to familiar language. Tragedy, anomaly, isolated event.
Because if you say it's systematic, somebody has to answer for it.
Sangre de Cristo was eventually rebuilt in pieces, painted over, renamed in memory. And what happened there was reduced to a footnote.
That's the trick. You don't erase history, you downsize it until nobody feels responsible anymore.
Yeah. The official explanation never changed. A lone man, a moment of madness, and the photographs remain excluded.
Of course they did, because those images don't just show monsters, they show opportunity. I'm surprised they haven't been fucking locked in the same fucking cupboard as the Jeffrey Epstein fucking files. Because this, again, has to be classified information. Trioxin itself is a classified. They still claim trioxin doesn't fucking exist. They still claim that the Philadelphia fucking zombies never really fucking happened in the 80s, that they never had this plan for the Cold War, that they never fucking were working on biological warfare, that was unethical and they'd never do such a thing. Fucking pull the other one, you assholes. Guaranteed the other side were doing the same thing. I'm not just saying it with the Americans. If the Americans were working on this kind of fucking stuff, the Russians had to be doing the exact same fucking thing. That's what the Cold War was all about. Who could do the fucking worst thing faster than the other person, and the problem was that they would just happen to be fucking neck and neck the whole fucking time.
Yeah. The images, they show what happens when fear, racism, and authority line up in the same direction, and when some people run for safety, others run toward permission.
That's the part nobody wants on record.
No. The monsters in Sangre de Cristo were real. They tore people apart. They moved through the town unchecked.
But they weren't alone.
No. They were accompanied by something older and far more familiar. Men who saw chaos and called it a chance.
History is full of those guys. They never think of themselves as villains.
No.
I mean, like those January fucking, what was it? January 6th or January? I can't remember.
January 6th, the fucking Egypt.
Storming the Capitol. It's a modern day. It's the equivalent, obviously, at a much lower fucking tone because there was nobody being killed and fucking getting reanimated.
Brain dead fuckery is what it was.
Well, maybe it was pretty close to zombie behavior. I don't know.
Salazar became the story because he was convenient, because he was silent, and because he could be erased without consequences.
It's not like this is new for America, is it? I mean, to this day, they have their fucking JFK conspiracies, right? Where they say that it was Oswald fucking what's his face. It wasn't him. It was him. It was someone else. It was two of them. It was three of them. There was a magic bullet.
It was the babushka lady. It was the time traveler with the phone in his hand watching it all unfold. There's no fucking 9/11.
It was Al-Qaeda. It was Bush. It was the FBI. It wasn't fucking... It's just... It was Iran. It was Iraq. It was whoever has the oil in their fucking land at the time. It's all fucking ridiculous. And that should terrify you more than anything in those fucking pictures. The fact that this shit can happen, they can swish it away and everyone accepts it and we just move the fuck on. Because this is now 15 years fucking later and I bet you've never heard of this story because I had never fucking heard of this story.
No, me neither. And monsters come and go, but systems stay.
Yep, they wait, they adapt, they get better at explaining themselves. I think, because I don't know if Trump's very good at explaining himself. That fool keeps...
Josh, he is the greatest explainer of all time.
This idiot keeps fucking like releasing fucking information to distract from one thing that makes a bigger fucking mess over there. And
it's like he's putting a patch over like a wall, like a
leak.
And a leak springs
Jeffrey
over
Epstein
here.
Stuff. What am I going to do? Send ICE out to cause some trouble.
Shit, ICE is really fucked this up.
Fuck.
Send out the Jeffrey Epstein files. All 3 million of them.
You fucking idiot.
Christ. Sangre de Cristo wasn't just a massacre, it was a rehearsal.
For how quickly truth can be buried when fear points in the right direction. The right direction being the darker direction.
And if there's anything this case proves beyond doubt, it's this. The most dangerous thing in that town wasn't what came out of the dark. It was how ready everyone was to believe the wrong story.
See, this is the thing. I think they learned from the Cold War trioxin outbreaks. Because that was happening too far east of the country. Where people were a little bit more liberal. And a little bit more democratic and a little bit more likely to question every little detail that goes on. There's a reason why the new tests happen in places like Arizona, why they happen along the border, where people are already fucking angry with the foreigners coming into their country.
Because the foreigners can be
just a little fucking just a little history lesson for all of you. Texas, Los Angeles, all that area used to be called Mexico, you dumb fucks.
Yep. Pretty much.
They didn't cross the line. Ye crossed the line, erased the line, and drew a fucking new one. And said, mine. You're not allowed in here anymore.
Like you did 500 years ago.
It's like they watched like one of their... Because they do this in every fucking sitcom that they ever fucking made, right? Back in those days as well. Where the two roommates fight with each other and put a fucking line down the middle of the fucking house.
Yeah.
Until one of them realized...
Oh, shit, the fridge is on that side.
And you have to start making fucking concessions. It's basically America with fucking borderlands.
Yeah. So what Sangre de Cristo leaves behind is not a mystery. It's a pattern.
And patterns are only invisible if you benefit from not seeing them.
The official record insists this was an aberration. A statistical impossibility. Something that happened once and will never happen again.
Even though we've already discussed how many times this has happened.
Yeah.
Anyway. That's the same lie told after every lynching, every cover-up, every time a badge and a narrative shake hands.
The evidence was there. The photographs, the wounds, the scale. All of it pointed away from a lone attacker.
And straight towards a system that panics when it can't control the story.
Salazar documented the truth because he believed evidence mattered. And he believed if people could see what happened, they would act differently.
And that's the most tragic belief of all, because the truth didn't save him, it condemned him. In most countries, truth without power is just a liability.
The monsters in this case were real. They tore through a town and left nothing standing. But they didn't testify. And they didn't run the investigation.
Well, there's a possibility those monsters did run that
yeah.
investigation. They didn't need to, though. Other people were happy to do the work for them.
Yeah. And Sangre de Cristo wasn't destroyed because help failed to arrive. It was destroyed because the wrong people decided what mattered.
And the right people, the white people, were never going to be... Oh, no, sorry. The right people were never going to be believed. The white people were believed. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's the problem here.
And if this story makes you feel uncomfortable, well then good, because it should.
Because the scariest part isn't that something monstrous happened. It's how fast everyone agreed on who deserved the blame. That instinct hasn't gone anywhere. It's still waiting, still watching, and the next time the dark shows up, it won't be alone.
After everything, the case remains officially closed. No new investigations and no revisions.
Because reopening it would mean admitting the wrong people were protected on purpose.
Yep. Sangre de Cristo exists now only in records, in court transcripts, in redacted files, and in 36 photographs most people will never see.
Yeah, because photos don't lie. Well, not back then.
Not back then, I was just
2011
thinking it.
didn't. Those motherfuckers can't tell the truth anymore these days. But they don't vote either, and that's the real problem here, isn't it?
Yeah. Salazar's name is still listed as the perpetrator, and the victims remain statistics.
And the men who helped shape the lie get to retire with pensions and flags in their lawns. God bless America.
There is no memorial that tells the full story, and no plaque that explains why the evidence was buried.
Because the powers that be love victims right up until accountability shows up.
Sangre de Cristo is remembered as a tragedy, not a warning.
Which guarantees it'll happen again, somewhere else with a different name. Most likely Greenland when Trump decides he's going to invade there.
The photographs still exist. They wait. And so do the people who know exactly what they show. This case was never about monsters alone. It was about who gets protected when the truth is inconvenient.
And who gets fed to it when they're easy to sacrifice.
And that's the story of Sangre de Cristo. And the scariest part is how familiar it still all feels.
Yeah. I wonder, is that what they did with Luigi Mangione?
Had we not seen him in a while?
No. I mean, maybe it was a zombie, the trioxin zombie guy that actually shot that dude. And
Fuck
just like,
you for turning me into a
let's
zombie.
blame the Italian.
You call trioxin an elective?
Anyhow, fuck me.
Yeah.
Intense, right?
Yeah.
It's weird because you think you're getting into a zombie story, and the first thing you think is this has got to be fake. You know, it all has to be bullshit. But I think obviously we had a fair idea coming into this that we had covered something along this lines before.
Oh,
and
well,
we had
yeah.
been there and done that, so we knew there was this possibility. And again, back when stuff like fucking zombie movies first started appearing in fucking TV and movies, it seemed like an impossible fucking horrific fantasy kind of fucking thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like it could never fucking really happen.
Yeah.
But now you look at what we know, and like you pointed out earlier on, there's spiders, there's bugs who can fucking parasitic fucking bugs who can bury their way into fucking spiders' bodies, and make them
Funguses
fucking
and stuff
make 'em
like that.
move.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of stuff that they've researched. That's the kind of stuff that they've pulled DNA from. That's the sort of stuff that goes into trioxin. And if it can happen to bugs, it can happen to us. It's possible. It's not an impossibility anymore.
No.
When I look at like most horror movies and most horror tropes and when it comes to monsters,
Yeah.
the most logical, most likely one that could actually happen is a zombie fucking apocalypse.
Well, yeah,
It's the most fucking reasonable one that I can accept because we are fucking obsessed with finding ways to kill each other, to fucking destroy each other. What the fuck? I mean, like, survival of the fittest and all that, fine, but no wonder the aliens won't fucking come down here. No wonder the Andromedans
We couldn't even be trusted with
can't stick
a
around
fucking
here.
eye. We couldn't even be trusted enough to use AI. We had to go and fuck AI up to the extent where you can't. The AI
Yeah,
doesn't trust
yeah.
us, basically.
Earlier on, I asked ChatGPT why it didn't have Sora 2 active anymore because it used to have Sora 2 active. I just wanted to see what it could do. And it responded in saying, I used to have Sora 2 active, but humans couldn't stop making celebrity deepfakes and couldn't stop fucking abusing the function, that they had to pull it back, and that when it comes back into circulation with ChatGPT at least, then it will be credit based, will be highly restricted on what it'll be allowed to do because of the human ethics of it and stuff like that. Because I remember, like, before Christmas, there was stuff going around about how ChatGPT will be able to age verify you and then will be allowed to produce more adult content. Now, when I asked ChatGPT about that, because I was curious, I was like, when you say adult content, it was like, where are you allowed? What? Where's the limit? Where's the line? And it was like, well, at the moment, from what I can tell, and was what my ChatGPT said, from what I can tell from the information out there, I'll be able to write fantasy kind of material. You know, kind of fucking fantasy situations for people. I wouldn't be able to fucking
do a deep fake. Yeah.
But essentially, that's the problem. I mean, this week I saw in my local paper, we had the first case in Ireland happen here locally, where a man had used one of these apps to take the clothes off of a teenage girl, a picture of a teenage girl. That's kind of where you're crossing the fucking line.
It is fucking crossing the line, because regardless of whether that girl was teenage or not, doing it to a teenager number one is so fucked up. But even if that girl was older, was over 18, you have no right to see what she looks like underneath her fucking clothes. AI or not AI. It's different to draw on a fucking picture. It's digital. It's online. It can be shared widely. It's the exact same fucking thing as porn. It's the same thing as having a naked picture of that woman without her consent.
Yeah. I was curious on there, right? And I wanted to see what it would do. There was an app that did this for free. And I wanted to see what it would do to me if I put my picture of myself through it. These apps are skewed completely towards
They put
women.
you in like Speedos or trunks or something.
No.
What?
It took my clothes off,
Oh.
but it gave me a vagina. It is like 100%.
Okay, I'm sorry, that's not funny.
No, it looked hilarious.
And it's just the thought of it is funny.
It
but
was
it's
weird,
so fucked up.
But I was just curious to see, was there at least an equality factor involved here? And there's not. These apps are solely made for men to strip women. To the point that when I put my male figure through this fucking app, it decided, and just to quiet it didn't give me boobs. I had it gave me pecs, it gave me a male top torso, but when it came to the bottom half of me,
but considering what the whole world is reading and still going through this week, is it any surprise that this app has been written solely for men to strip women? Do you know? Is it any fucking surprise? It's not.
No.
Why are we shocked? I mean, I don't want to be bringing it up the whole time, being like, oh, you're not even, it's not all of you at all. But considering what I have read this week, I am not fucking shocked. And not just men. I was telling you about Woody Allen's wife, what she was saying in those emails. It's not just men. It's women as well in those emails that are absolutely fucking...
we're talking the Epstein stuff, is it?
Yeah. I mean, considering what we fucking read, everything coming out from the Epstein files, are we surprised?
How did we get from zombies to nudes?
Because we were saying that we can't be trusted. And I said we can't even be trusted with AI, man.
Oh, yeah. And to be fair, poor Salazar wouldn't have stood a fucking chance these days. So
No.
2011, they would have fucking nailed him to the fucking cross straight away.
Yeah.
It'd be like, yep.
Pretty much.
If I can take the clothes off of a teenage girl, he can sure as hell make it look
I
like
wonder what that zombie looks like naked.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is... We haven't done a zombie story in a very long time.
No, we
haven't
haven't.
done one since the original Trioxin
Yeah.
fucking story.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, So that's I truly believe that's the way the world's going to fucking go. I do believe that it's a zombie apocalypse. That's going to happen eventually.
Yep.
I mean, do you remember the time with all the because there's even a fucking, I don't even know why we're fucking questioning this. There is a drug out there that will do this to you, isn't there?
They don't need a drug. All they need is fungus. Just the way the fungus takes over the spider and the bug, all they need is a fungus that's capable of doing it to us, because they proved very recently. Do you remember the mushrooms playing music because they're constantly sending out electrical signals? Mushrooms are funguses. So if that fungus can take over our body, it's constantly emitting electrical signals, it can power us.
Yeah. But that's it, because if you had a dead body in front of you and you put an electric current through the nervous system,
it moves. So all that fungus needs to do is to be able to grow inside us. But they generate the current.
That's what I mean.
Like,
it really needs the fucking.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them play a fucking piano.
Like I said, realistically, our bodies are just customizable meat machines for our brains. We are our brains. That's really all we are. Everything else just powers this, and everything outside is just a customizable skin that we have.
Like a Dalek, but more attractive.
I don't know. Davros was a sexy bastard.
Oh yeah, he could take me upstairs any night.
Would be good. Oh, that reminds me. Wait until you hear this one.
What?
You know who else they had pictures from Epstein?
Who?
Stephen fucking Hawking.
No, are you talking about the one where Epstein's lowering him down into like it's water? Like was that it?
There is talk and pictures of Stephen Hawking doing some fucked up shit.
I didn't know that. I thought you were going to say it was one of the Doctor Who's when we're on about Daleks, and it was going to break my heart for a tiny bit. I was like, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
No. Tenant is safe.
Oh, that's the one I was worried about as well. I was like,
Matt
this is
Smith's
good.
still working. He's all good. Tom Baker's old as fuck. I don't think he could get an erection, though. So I don't think it's a problem.
But Stephen Hawking.
I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Again, all I can do is picture
Maybe
that.
he was just sunbathing.
Huh?
It was a tropical island. Maybe he was just sunbathing.
With lots of young girls.
Well, that's a good movie ruined for me again.
Oh, God. Imagine the sequel, though.
No, thank you.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do you think he typed
Touch
it in?
it like
Oh, no,
that.
he couldn't type it in.
I just have one button. Yeah, like that. I like that.
Yeah, but he couldn't move his hands.
So what did he do?
Eyes. That's how he did it. Moved his eyes to everything that he wanted. Well, no, that was an early version.
Okay. Of all the Epstein footage, I don't want to see any of the nasty shit that happened on Epstein Island, but I want to see that. I want to see what Hawkins was doing.
No, because I thought I saw a picture today, and somebody said it was Stephen Hawking's, and Epstein was like lowering him into like this water kind of thing, and it looked like the top of a submarine. And somebody was like, "Oh my God, is that Stephen Hawking?" And I was like, "You're taking the piss." So I just didn't look at it. I was like, "Yeah, I suppose it kind of does resemble Stephen Hawking, but surely not."
Stephen Hawking, Epstein Island. Oh, hang on. Oh, fake photos of European and US spread online. DOJ admits redaction errors on Epstein docs. Prince Andrew, Clinton, Hawkins, The Guardian. I don't know. I really don't know. And see, then you don't know what oh dear God.
But then you see, you don't know what's real and what's not real. Do you know? And I'm just saying, where Stephen Hawking is concerned, people love to AI him in different shit. People love to AI him coming off the top rope.
Wrestling moves.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of AI videos with Stephen Hawking, because you can put him into positions that you can't imagine Stephen Hawking doing because he couldn't move, and that's why it catches people off guard.
Anyway, to wrap it back around, this was not an issue in 2011,
No.
and those pictures were 100% fucking real.
Yeah.
They were taken on film cameras. They were not taken on digital cameras, not in phones, not in any going through any fancy apps. Fancy apps didn't exist yet.
No.
They were still working on them.
Yeah.
And at the end of the fucking day, yeah, we're all going to be eaten by zombies eventually.
Sure.
Yep. Especially if that big orange prick has his way. Or, you know, if his boss tells him to do it. You know, that dude, Netanyahu. Fucking dickhead. Anyway, let's get the fuck off this because I'm pissed off and annoyed and sick of talking about it. And I couldn't believe that someone would make me angry about zombies because I'm a big fan of zombies.
I know you are.
What can you do? Which brings me to our next thing, I suppose. We got to do some promoting here. And one thing we are going to promote is we have decided on our first double freakshow.
We have?
Because we've had to go public domain for the first double freakshow to make sure that we could get it up there and kind of get it in the way we want. So we are going to open up at the end of this month. We haven't got a solid date yet. It will be this month. It will be near the end of this month. It most likely will be a Friday or a Saturday night. But we are going to go with Freaks. For all you freaks and fiends out there. Because I don't think... Did you say you've seen Freaks or not? With Freaks and Night of the Living Dead. Based on the Trioxin spill in Philly back in the 60s.
Yes.
And we will talk more about that then. Also, we have Celebrity Rap Sheet is back. Last week, we were talking Judas Priest and the subliminal message trial. This week, we're talking about NME. And if you, that's not the magazine we're talking about the band. And if you haven't heard them, it's because there's no record available.
No.
You have to go digging deep. Their record. There is a record out there, but you have to actually, there's no digitized version of their music.
No.
It's supposed to be really dark death metal. And there's a reason for it being very dark death metal.
Yeah.
Because their singer was a very dark,
Death metal-y kind of guy.
yeah, really, really took the death part seriously.
And the metal part.
So we'll be talking about that this week. Kurt Struberg.
Yep.
Of NME is what we'll be talking about in Celebrity Rap Sheet this week. We also have It's a Live Action, Mini Monsters. We have my new show, Real Talk with the Doctor, where I review 5 movies I watched the week before to hopefully prime you for some recommendations for the week ahead. That first episode went up last Sunday. This week I had fun with last week's one. Next week I'm going franchise. So we will be counting down a franchise. I'm going to do that for the next 2 weeks, and you'll see why when I get there. We also have old episodes of Playing with Bones, new season coming in 3 weeks. We have Mini Monsters. I'm pretty sure I said that already. And yeah. All for $5 a month. 7-day free trial. Go check it out and try it now. Also, you can find us on socials at Alive Pod. And you can find Amy every Monday night on Twitch, Amy Rose 9. And what are you playing? You're still on Assassin's Creed
Odyssey. I think I'm just going to try to play through the whole Assassin's Creed. So keep me going for about a year, I'd say.
Awesome.
So it's Odyssey I'm playing this time around.
Do you know what we got to do when Invincible Versus comes out?
Yeah.
We got to, I'm going to come on the show with you and we're going to have a fucking couple of rounds.
Decent.
Fights.
Watch me kick your ass.
That's why you don't play Mortal Kombat with you. You beat my ass every fucking time. I'm shit at it. Load up Tekken and let's see how you do.
I beat your ass twice as hard.
I'll just go to wrestler, dude, and you won't fucking last.
Still fucking squash you.
Used to be the lion, the dude with the like tiger head.
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
King or something like that. Wasn't that it?
I think
I
so.
remember. Either way, I used to kick ass at him.
If you want, we can load up FIFA to make you feel better afterwards after I kill you multiple times.
I'm not good at FIFA either.
I bet you're better than me at FIFA because I don't.
Fucking SmackDown and let's see how you do.
No problem.
AEW fucking Fight
No
Forever
problem.
or fucking WWE2K.
If it makes
And
you
we
feel
see
better,
you
we can
fucking
have a
get
game.
fucked up.
Makes you feel better.
My son beat me once at that game, and
He
I
never
fucking
bet him
gave
again.
him a hammering after. I was going easy on him because it was his first time, and that fucker bragged so much that I beat him like he stole something. I left that child scarred.
Virtually on the Xbox.
Oh yeah.
Just in case someone like clips this and like, oh my god, what did Josh say?
I only beat him when they deserve it. We'll be back next week as long as I don't get arrested by social service. We'll be back next week with more tales from the Horrorverse. We'll see you all then, same alive lifetime, same Horrorverse channel, and instead of racism and zombies and craziness, we're gonna go back to the good old-fashioned fuck the Christians next week. We'll see you then, same alive lifetime, same Horrorverse channel. Okay, love you, bye-bye.
Bye.